Today on Color Outside the Box podcast.
You say the stamp of a relationship should be marriage.
Yes, the ultimate goal.
The ultimate goal should be marriage. That means you're so important to me that I want to make you my responsibility.
Color Outside the Box is a podcast series that focuses on creating a better you. Whether it's advice about family, relationships, raising children in this technological world, marriage, or careers, we seek to find the answers to help you live your best life. So start your Monday morning off right with me, your hostess with the mostest, Princess Miller, on Color Outside the Box right here on iTunes and everywhere podcasts can be heard. All right. It is the Color Outside the Box podcast. I am your hostess, Princess Miller, sitting here with my very special guest, Mr. Tre Cook. Hey, Tre.
Good morning, Princess.
How are you?
I'm good.
Man, these last few shows have been so good. We had to cut last week's show off talking about what the role of a husband is. And we're going to continue that. We're going to do more of a hodgepodge of everything that we've talked about in these last couple of shows. Marriage and relationship from a male's perspective. And so today's topic that we're going to focus on is, why is marriage important?
Why is it important? Because it's the family structure. The way God intended it.
Yes.
You got to think about, when it comes to marriage, how do you go away and you build a relationship and you say, we're going to be together, but we're not going to do it on the foundation of what it was created, how it was created. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you say the stamp of a relationship should be marriage.
Yes, the ultimate goal.
The ultimate goal should be marriage. That means you're so important to me that I want to make you my responsibility. Wow,
what a statement. A lot of times people look at, I just want to have a good time. And that's the mindset of a lot of people today. Is they get into a relationship, they're trying to find someone that they can go out with, eat with, have conversation with, and have fun with. And that's just, and they will bring marriage or covenant things into that relationship to sustain it. But the ultimate goal is to get to the wedding day. Exactly.
And see, and so many times the wedding day is pushed away so much because they give up everything before they get to that point. And guys, you said from a male's perspective.
From a male's perspective.
You give up everything and I got it for free. Yeah, what reason do I have to tie myself to it?
Wow.
I got it for free. I get all the benefits of the marriage, but I don't have to be married.
Wow.
So,
and those benefits can go beyond just having sex with that person.
No doubt.
Could be,
no doubt.
Let me share my bank account with this person. Let this person move in with me.
Maybe buying houses together.
Yeah. Cooking for this person. Because, I'm going to tell you, my thing was when my husband and I were dating, I told him, I said, one thing I will not do is cook for you until we're married. Because I'm not going to be that person that every time you're ready to eat, you're going to come over. And then if I allow you to do that, what else would I allow you to do? So that was like my line drawn in the sand. When we get married, I'll cook for you.
Well, that's the key that you got to think about it. You have to know yourself. And I like the fact that you said I drew a line in the sand. So many people have blurred lines.
Ooh.
They start off with lines, but I like him so much. So I start to scribble that line out, or I start to extend that line, or I just wipe the line away. And then he's saying, I thought when I met you, you had a line. You gave up the line? That's a strike against you, not for you. So many times they think that right there means that's going to draw you closer to me. Not necessarily.
Let me ask you a question. There's a misconception today that they say men cannot be faithful. Is it true?
Cannot.
They said that they're not built to be faithful to one woman.
That's so false.
Amen.
That's so false. The key is, it goes back to, remember we was talking about dieting and stuff? Mm-hmm. Talked about that stuff that you don't want to get rid of. Mm-hmm. That's what that's about. Exactly. You don't want to be. Mm-hmm. You saying that it's impossible. Mm-hmm. I can't. No, you don't want to. Mm-hmm. And you hadn't met someone that will make you want to. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Because when you really truly meet someone that puts you in that mindset mm-hmm. of saying, I want to make you my responsibility, you don't want to do anything to mess that up. Mm-hmm. What did I say earlier? You start to think outside of yourself. Mm-hmm. Things like that means I'm thinking from a selfish mindset. Mm-hmm. So as long as I'm selfish, I don't deserve her.
Ooh, say that again.
As long as I'm selfish, I don't deserve her.
Wow, what a statement. Because
this is the thing. I have to make this work mm-hmm. the way it should. She has to be the most important part. Mm-hmm. If I make sure she's the most important part, I'm going to automatically be the most important part.
Isn't because it reciprocates.
It's an automatic thing. Exactly.
I'll put my husband in. My husband does what he can to make me happy, mm-hmm. whether that's, let me get her favorite, whatever. Mm-hmm. And it reciprocates. Mm-hmm. As he's trying to do things to make me happy and make me feel special, I'm trying to do the same thing for him. And it's funny because sometimes we'll buy the same thing for each other, trying to make each other happy, and mm-hmm. we got both of both of us are thinking of each other at the same time.
I understand that, and that's the thing. So many times people they sit back and they build, they try to function in relationships with this. If you do, I'll do. Mm-hmm. If you do, I'll do. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be honest with you. With mine, mm-hmm. she'll tell you most of the time, like, I'm good. Mm-hmm. I'm being honest with you. I'm good. Mm-hmm. As long as she's there, I'm good. Mm-hmm. As long as she's smiling, mm-hmm. I'm good.
And sometimes that smile, it does something to you. You just can't even communicate the words.
Look, she'll tell you. I ask for nothing. Mm-hmm. I'm like, but I try to shower her with as much as I can. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you being happy is cool. I am cool. That means I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Mm-hmm. That means I'm taking care of my responsibility. Mm-hmm. And that's so important to me, mm-hmm. for me to take care of my responsibility. Mm-hmm. Because I like the fact that I put my mother-in-law in here, right? Mm-hmm. And for the people that know my mother-in-law, they know, she's not she'll tell you what she thinks, mm-hmm. right? And when I first asked for her daughter's hand in marriage, right? She said, you can go ahead with your plan, but we got to talk. And she had been knowing me for years. So mm-hmm. I was like, all right, cool. So I met her at her job. She put me in this little closet, pretty much, in her little bitty office. And she pulled a chair right up in front of me.
Ooh,
right in front of me. And I was sitting in the chair, but I wasn't intimidated. Because mm-hmm. the thing about it is, I knew I was serious. Mm-hmm. So nothing she could say was going to run me off. Mm-hmm. So, because I knew what I wanted, right? Mm-hmm. So I was willing to face whatever came before me. For her, mm-hmm. didn't matter. Mm-hmm. Didn't matter. I run through a wall. Didn't mm-hmm. matter. Mm-hmm. So, and one of the things that she said is, when you take my daughter away from my house, she shouldn't ever have to come back.
Wow.
So with that being said, and I told her, you ain't never got to worry about that because she ain't coming back. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Because when I said I wanted to make her my responsibility, I was serious. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't talking about make her my responsibility for a little while. Mm-hmm. I was talking about for good.
And then, I work with some people that are in the wedding industry. One lady has a dress shop. She sells bridal gowns. Another lady has a wedding venue. And, I ask them, when I'm meeting with them about marketing and things of that sort, well, do you ever see any of the brides again? When you're out and about in town? Oh, yeah, I see them from time to time. And when I see them, they're divorced. And I said, what? They're divorced? She said, yeah. She said, they find out certain things about that person that, later on that they say, you know what, I'm not finna take this. Mm-hmm. Things that they should have found out in the courting mm-hmm. stage of the relationship.
A lot of people don't even know what that means. They don't even know what that means. There is no courtship anymore.
Yeah.
The crazy part about it is, guess who gets rid of the courtship the most? The girls. Mm-hmm. They put themselves out there so easy now. Mm-hmm. They make moves. I've heard girls talking. I'm like, you sound like a dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, you say stuff like that? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like, I remember back when I was younger, you know, it was rules and it was ways that you engaged a girl. Mm-hmm. It was ways that, you know, you came to our house to meet her parents. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and they'll sit in there with you.
Wow. We're going to take a commercial break right here. We're going to pause for the Color Outside the Box podcast with your hostess, Princess Miller, and our special guest, Tre Cook. And we're going to be right back talking about what's the role of a husband, marriage and relationship from a male's perspective. Stay tuned.
What's up, everybody? Trey here to tell you about one of the best gym experiences in Mobile, Embrace Fitness Training Center. Embrace Fitness is more than just a gym. We offer personal training, speed and agility training, golf simulator, golf fitness, boot camp classes, childcare, and even powerlifting. We're open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 10 p.m., and Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We love families, and kids are welcome. At Embrace Fitness, we believe that a family that works out together will stay together and live healthier and happier lives. So embrace the new you. We're located on Airport Boulevard near Cody Road. Try Embrace Fitness Training Center today. Your first visit is on me.
Princess Creative Productions can provide affordable and professional video services for small to mid-sized businesses. Our in-studio virtual set shoots start as low as $200. Let our expert get to work on your next video project. Call 251-421-4490 to book your next shoot.
And we are back on the Color Outside the Box podcast here with Tre Cook, and we're talking about marriage and relationship from a male's perspective. Tre, let's continue that point. You were talking about when you met with your mother-in-law to let her know that you wanted to have her daughter's hand in marriage.
Mm-hmm. And I appreciate her for the way that she came at me, right? Mm-hmm. Because I had seen so many times where girls had parents that really didn't care, you know? And I always judge that, like, so if your parents, what all have they allowed you to do in your life, right? And so because you're always looking to see a person's character, because I think that's what people find out later on that make deal breakers in relationship. It's things that they should know that they didn't find out. So when I went and met with my mother-in-law, she put on the table what she desired for her daughter. Plus, her daughter had already put on the table what she desired out of me. So I was very clear on what they expected out of me, right?
Yes.
And I had to be willing to fit that bill, and I was, right?
Yes.
And that's the key. It's so many times you have to know what you're looking for. That can't be. Marriage is so important, and so important that you can't go in this guessing. It's not a guessing game. It's not, well, I guess I'll do it and see how it works. That's not how God intended it.
No, it's not.
That's definitely not how He intended it. He intended for y'all to come together in the perfect timing and make magic.
Yes, have dominion.
You understand? Make magic. And if the person that you're with, you don't see magic in them, something's wrong.
Yes, and you need to rethink that decision of whether or not you should continue that relationship.
Absolutely. But so many times people get so used to, I'm familiar with them, I'm used to them, I'm comfortable with it. It's been this many years, right? And I tell people all the time, I understand you can't get those years back, but you cannot mess up the future.
Ooh, that is so good.
You telling me that because you spent the last 5 years in this up and down roller coaster, but your stomach didn't got comfortable with the up and down of a roller coaster. So you